Yo, what's up, guys? Figured I would do a little brief live stream. We can go through some bets, some of the promos that are going on. So hopefully we can find some good bets. So I'll go ahead, I'll share my screen, and hopefully we can find some plays. There's a lot of WNBA today. I didn't realize until today there's only 11 teams 12 teams in the WNBA. So small league. But what's cool about the WNBA as a sports bettor is there's a lot of value in it. So, you know, a little bit ago, I locked in a couple plays, this and this. This one I gave out on Twitter. So hopefully some of you were able to tail it. Using the positive EV tool on OddsJam, using the fantasy optimizer. So you can see there were some plays on underdog. So Arike Bale under 4.5 rebounds, right? So where is this line on Prize Pick? So if we go here, what we can see is where is her line, right? This is what's so crazy. Her line's at 4. So there was value on the under 4.5 on underdog. So there's always, always good bets in the market. It's just kind of a matter of finding them, right? So this play on Contreras was really good. So I bet it on both Prize Picks. It's right here, right? This game, I guess, is about to start. And then I also bet it Contreras over 3.5 strikeouts on the underdog fantasy. So a bunch of picks, but anyways, what we can do is we can kind of start out maybe with the WNBA or with, we can start out, we can just see what's out there. So I'll go ahead, I'll refresh this. Again, depending on where you're located, there's 194 sports books on OddsJam. Maybe you have access to FanDuel, maybe you don't. Like I've explained this a bunch of times. I don't want to dwell on it, but the more books you have, the better, right? Because all of these sports books, they all set lines independently. You never know where the value is going to be on a given day, right? As a sports bettor, we're opportunistic. We wake up, we look for value in the market, right? And it was the same thing. It's same thing like if you're a poker player, if you're a day trader. I used to be a trader for 3 years. You don't go to the poker table, anyone who actually understands, the strategy and just say, I'm going all in on the third hand, right? That's not how it works. So you wake up as a sports bettor, you're not sure, is there going to be value here? Where's the edge going to be? Maybe it's in baseball, maybe it's in soccer, maybe it's in, whatever. Like as a sports bettor, you just want to find value. You want to find plays with a mathematical edge. So I'll go ahead, I'll pull up the sports books I'm using. Maybe you're using different sports books. But again, like happy to answer any questions, period. So you can see this play on Contreras is also available on Parlay Play, and it's also still available on Prize Picks, right? So I've explained this before too, but a lot of people will have questions. When they start sports betting, it's like, why does this profitable bet, like why is it occurring right now, 20 minutes before game time? Why is there this play on Contreras? And a common reason in the MLB, NBA is it's when lineups are released, right? So you can see here the Cardinals-Pirates game, but like updated lineups, right? Like for example, who are the Twins playing? I'm not sure, but whoever, is facing the Twins, they just updated their starting lineup. So if these players are more likely to strike out than whatever the lineup was before, then the starting pitcher for the opposing team, whoever the Twins are facing, his strikeout line will become more favored, right? He's going to be more likely to go over based on the updated lineup if these players are more likely to strike out. So the market is always reacting, to new information, stuff like that. Like a lot of people, it's not necessarily clear, why is this bet available right now? And then some plays, some of these really good bets. So this play, if you use Fliff is a new sports book I signed up for. There's a ton of profitable bets on Fliff. I really recommend signing up for it. It's available in basically every state. And, I've just been going to town on this sports book, trying to bounce back, recover a bit. I've been on a bit of a losing streak on Fliff, but regardless, I have, literally tons of bets for today. Soccer, whatever. And you can see this play on Kershaw. Fliff, they only let you bet $250 per player per day. So you can see this play on Kershaw I already have right here in this entry, but this is a really good play, right? Like, and a lot of people, they love to overcomplicate, sports betting. right? Just like a lot of people like to overcomplicate poker or investing or things like that. It's like what's crazy about sports betting, and I've explained this in other videos, but it's so important to understand, is all these books are essentially setting prices independently. And the reason that's, really fascinating is if you think about it, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? It's probably because of your filters. But anyways, let's get into some plays. We'll make some money. But again, like I've explained this in other videos because it's important, is like if you go to Fidelity, E-Trade, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, the price of Facebook is basically going to be this. Maybe a few cent differences based on, fees or whatever, if platforms have different fees. But like there's not major discrepancies in the price. Whereas here in sports betting, the market is very inefficient, which is the word, which means all these books, right? Like this is the exact same bet. It's pretty simple. If Kershaw has under 6.5 strikeouts, right, this bet is going to win. Like it's the same bet on every platform. 6 or less strikeouts for Kershaw, this bet will win. But what's crazy is if you bet, $116 on FanDuel, you're betting 116 to win 100 in profit. If you bet 116 on Fliff, you're betting $116, right, to win over, $130 in profit. So that's what's so crazy about sports betting is all these books have vastly different prices, and prices are just odds. And I mean, this bet, it's clear as day, right? No other book is even giving us plus money. That Fliff is giving a ton of value on Kershaw's under. And again, like that doesn't mean this play is a lock. I'll never say any BS like that. It's just a play with an edge, right? And it's all about having an edge, winning long term, like losing days, winning days, losing weeks, whatever. But like the point is it's really important to win long term. You could be the best poker player in the world, you're still going to have losing days, at the casino. But anyways, let's take a look. So I got some plays open on Parlay Play. But anyways, what we can do is we can start getting into some of these picks. And again, like there's also a speed component. So this play, on Parlay Play, it's also available on Prize Picks. But again, Parlay Play is a new kind of platform. I recommend checking out this presentation. Like the more books you have, the better, right? And a lot of people think it's a pain. Anyways, let's go back here to Fliff. So I have Kershaw under 6.5 strikeouts. But what I was going to say is like, the more books you have, the better. And it's really easy to like sign up for sports books. It's not like really complicated. It takes maybe a couple minutes to get Parlay Play. They give you an $105 sign up bonus. So like take a couple minutes, sign up, you get $105 for free. In worst case, you don't like the platform, you take the sign-up bonus money, you place a few bets, and then you leave up money, right? Like that's basically what I'm doing on Sleeper. So Sleeper is a sports book where, at least so far, I haven't been able to find a lot of profitable bets on Sleeper. Like there's just not a lot of value on this platform. But I signed up, right? I deposited 100. So the sign-up bonus on Sleeper is it's an $100 sign-up bonus. Most of these books, that's a very common bonus. And a lot of people, they'll be like, why do these books offer $100 sign-up bonuses? And it's like, they know they make $1,500 off their average customer a year. They're Square recreational sports bettor. So they give out, all these books are in ruthless competition with one another. All these books do the exact same thing. They take bets. Like there's nothing complicated to it. So all these books offer sign-up bonuses, to try to incentivize new users to sign up for them, right? Prize Picks wants you on Prize Picks, not on Hot Streak, not on Fox Bet, not on Parlay Play, not on FanDuel. So like all these books, they have to compete. They offer these promos. They know they lose money. Obviously, they lose money on an $100 sign-up bonus, but they know there will be a certain amount of degenerates who they make money off of. So this Sleeper platform, I literally signed up. I've barely been able to find profitable bets. I deposit 100. I have 204.60 in my account. And then all I've been betting, because there's not much value on the platform, is just these free squares, right? So Caleb Martin, right? Like the promos. I mean, this is like, I never like to say the word lock especially because Caleb Martin played horrible in game one. But like, this is a free win, right? Like, this bet is obviously going to win. Caleb Martin's obviously going to score over half of a point. So long story short, like, take the easy promo money at the very least. It's a really easy way to build your bankroll. So when I started sports betting, I took advantage of all the sign-up bonuses, all the promos, because again, there's not going to be an easier bet to win than Caleb Martin over half of a point, right? So like, and there's not going to be an easier $100 you make on Sleeper than the free $100 they give you for signing up. So even just signing up, and you also don't have to live in a state. Like, if you go to New Jersey, sign up for the New Jersey sports books, do the sign-up bonuses, you can make a few $1,000s. When I started sports betting, I literally flew to Colorado. Colorado had the best sports betting at the time, the most sports books. Colorado had $7,000 of sign-up bonuses on sports books. All these books offer different promos, bonuses. So I literally flew to Colorado. I mean, it's not that bad of a place. Everything's legal in Colorado. But literally just to do the sign-up bonuses, spend a week there, pays for the vacation, really easy money you're going to make. But anyways, let's get into some picks. So we'll go over to parlay play. And you can see there's a couple plays available. So Merrill Kelly under 5.5 strikeouts. So we can go here. And then let's look at the WNBA quickly. So Contreras, is this play still available? So this play on Contreras is still available. So we want this over, this under, right? I'm just following the data. So this is the fantasy optimizer, right? And again, like on parlay play, it's pretty simple. If you win above 53.2% of your picks, you'll be profitable. There's nothing else to, this parlay play platform. That's what it boils down to. But what we can do is we can pull up WNBA and we can look for some picks. So what was I going to say? WNBA, kind of random sport, but maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know. But like, there's a lot of inefficiencies in the market. Like I've explained before, like NFL is obviously probably the most popular sport to bet on, but sports books watch their lines a lot closer, right? Because it's the NFL. Everyone's betting on it. So they watch their lines a lot closer. Whereas WNBA, like, not really. So what you essentially want to do is you just want to find value, on parlay play. So you can see one play that actually looks good. So we can start lining up a play is if you look at Agou, Mike, I guess they're sisters, Chene and Naneka, but you're going to see on parlay play, they have her line at 24.5. Prize Picks is higher at 25. Underdog is higher at 25.5, right? And then Sophie Cunningham is too high on parlay play. So this actually pairs pretty well together if you think about it, because they're on the same team, right? Oh, no, they're not on the same team. But regardless, like if they were on the same team, taking one player over and under, you kind of get a little correlation bump, as it's called. So what I mean by that is like Prize Picks, for example, is a fixed payout platform. They don't change your payout based on the picks you select. And like, it should be pretty obvious. You wouldn't want to take these plays all over, right? Like who isn't going to score points if you just take all their overs? Like it doesn't make a bunch of sense to take all players from the same team to go over. What makes a lot more sense is like something like this, right? Like take an over, take an under for Butler, under for Bam, whatever, but you get the point. But anyways, we can look for WNBA's obviously starting here shortly. At least I think there's one game, maybe just one game starting at 4 p.m. So we can see if there's any value in the WNBA. And then we can kind of like go back to the fantasy optimizer. We can check out different platforms, stuff like that. So this play on Contreras is incredible. You can see there's some value on Fliff. A lot of these plays I've already bet. So somewhere I bet a lot of these plays. So you can see right here. I mean, I already bet, where is it? In the Rockies game. I thought I bet it somewhere, but regardless, this play over 5.5 runs. And here we go at plus 120 odds in the Rockies game. This is a play I already bet. I forget if I bet it on the last live stream, but I mean like clear as day value, right? Like just look, the average line on this over is minus 101. Don't complicate it, right? Sports betting is all about finding value. I never overcomplicate it. I just stick to the math, stick to the data, and place a lot of bets. right? It's like being a great poker player. You just want to play a lot of hands. When you know you're better than everyone else at the table, you just want to play a lot of hands because you know you're going to get dealt 2-7 occasionally, but you know you're going to win long term if you're a better poker player than everyone else at the table. So what we can do is we can kind of start looking around, trying to find some value. You can see there's some plays on Prize Picks popping up. There's some value on Underdog. So long story short, let's just start zoning in on some plays. So we can start out in the WNBA. Why not? And we can, essentially just hunt for discrepancies. So this play seems good on Prize Picks. So remember too, again, I talk about promos a lot because sportsbooks run a lot of promos. And this is, again, the easiest money you're going to make sports betting. Anybody will tell you this. Don't pay for odds jam. Don't pay for a product. Don't even place bets. Just do these promos. So every Friday, Prize Picks has a $20 risk-free bet. You bet $20. If you lose, you get the money back. This is a no-brainer. Any flex play, every single Friday. So this is a promo you should definitely be taking advantage of, obviously. So $20 max. But again, the promos add up. Right? These free squares on Sleeper, Derek White over half of a point, it all adds up. This is a $20 free play on Prize Picks, $20, value promo. All these books run different promos. So sure, it may seem low, $20 on Prize Picks, but then you're getting a $20 promo on Underdog, $20 promo on Sleeper. It adds up quickly where you're basically getting $50-$60 a day if you just know the proper promos to bet. But anyways, let's go to Prize Picks. So what we can do is we can start out with Salabe, WNBA, right? And we want to take her under in rebounds. Dang, this game starts quick, so we may not be able to get this bet down, but you can see Prize Picks has her line at 8.5. It's 8 on Underdog and parlay play lower. FanDuel is a full rebound lower with her line at 7.5. So that seems pretty good, right? So then Reen Howard, her line's at 5 here, 5.5 on Prize Picks, or on Underdog and parlay play, 5.5. So maybe a little bit of value on her over, whatever. But we can switch over to player assists, player points. I kind of just go through. Again, this is called the sportsbook screen. Is I just kind of hunt around the market, look for value, look for discrepancies. So here's a play on parlay play. Natasha Cloud over 6. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this down in time, but we can try. Natasha Cloud over 6 assists, right? So boom. And then any other discrepancies. And then we can go to player points. So we need one more play on parlay play. So again, if you check out this PowerPoint, on parlay play, you want to go with these 6 pick entries. That's what's optimal. So highly recommend, check it out. Yo, what's up, guys? So we can refresh this fantasy screen on parlay play. See if there's any value out there. So player points, any discrepancies? We need to play really quickly. Here's some value it looks like on Prize Picks. Salabe, so her under in rebounds was good. So this happens pretty frequently, right? A player under in rebounds is good, and also they're under in points. So you can see Prize Picks is screwing up her line for player points as well. They have her line at 21. Underdog, all the sports books are at 20.5 or 19.5. So her line's too high, right? Shakira Austin also looks a bit too high. All the books, well, Betano's at 14.5. Maybe it's not clear. But you can see, long story short, Prize Picks or the WNBA in general just has a lot of betting opportunities. So Chelsea Gray over 14 points, maybe a little bit of a discrepancy there, but you want to look for obviously as big of discrepancies as possible. The better the value, the better the bet, right? Nothing super complicated. So we can go to rebounds plus assists. I mean, we got to find a play quick if we want to get this down on parlay play in time. So here it looks like Prize Picks, parlay play, kind of very different. Well, what we could take is Chelsea Gray over 11. Underdog's higher, Prize Picks is higher. So we can go back here. And I'm kind of rushing this 4 p.m. one. So maybe I just get rid of her and just focus on building a slip without her because it's starting in 25 seconds. So we want to take Chelsea Gray over 11 rebounds plus assists, right? I would say parlay play is the least sophisticated, right? It's the newest sports book, you know. So oftentimes, like, you know, they have some really good bets as well. So that's another reason is like, you know, Prize Picks has more customers, so their markets are going to be more efficient. Just like the stock market doesn't have crazy discrepancies in prices because a lot more people would take advantage of that, right? The stock market's pretty efficient. It's pretty sophisticated, however you want to think about it. So we have 5 minutes left to get one final play to pair for this Contreras play. So we can kind of go through. There's some plays on Jock Market. So Jock Market is a pretty cool platform as well. They actually have the exact same payouts as Prize Picks. So let me open up Jock Market. And I've had some good success on this Jock Market platform. So again, it's just another book you can get that probably has some profitable bets available. But anyways, let's try to finish out this Prize Pick slip. But what I did want to do, losing as he speaks, don't bet with this guy. Thanks, man. But let's go ahead. Let's tail this, or let's get this up. But anyways, here's the link to sign up for Jock Market if you want to check it out. Again, it's another platform. It's another sports book to have in your arsenal with an $105 sign up bonus. And like, people have to remember, like, not every bet's going to win, right? Like, it's just kind of how it is. On the, like, these are parlays, right? You're placing bets on parlay only sports books. The payout on underdog is 6x, right? So like, you're not going to win 50% of your parlays on underdog fantasy. It's about having an edge and winning long-term. And you can literally look through, you know, my bet tracker. You can go to Pickit, a verified bet tracker. You'll see my results on all these sports books. Again, like, I'm 45 and 169 and 4 on underdog fantasy this year, but I'm up 32 grand. And again, the reason is these are parlay only platforms, right? You're not going to have the same win rate as if you're placing straight bets. That's absurd to think that you are. But anyways, we need one more play on parlay play. So we can check out points plus assists. You can see they just locked the market for the 4 p.m. game. So obviously not going to be able to bet on those. But we can check out points plus assists. Cheyenne Parker under 17.5. Here's one that seems really good, right? So Jackie Young over 23 points plus assists. So if we go to parlay play, right, this can be our final pick. So we'll go to Jackie Young over 23 points plus assists. So she's on the aces. So I don't love this, but I do like this better than the Chelsea Gray play. We have 3 minutes left. Here's the plays I'm currently going with. So we have Jackie Young over 23 points plus assists. This play looked better than the play on Chelsea Gray. So, I mean, again, it's pretty clear. Underdog Prize Picks have her line a 1.5 higher. So parlay play, they're screwing up here, right? They have her line at 23. Prize Picks underdog are at 24.5. So you want to take the over on parlay play. You have 2 other data points telling you this line should be set at 24.5. So it's pretty clear there's some good value there, right? That's a play you want to go with. And, you know, it's not glamorous, but that's exactly how you make money sports betting. Here's a good one. Candace Parker under 18.5 points plus rebounds. So we can go here and we can lock in this. So how does this look? This seems great, right? Because we're taking one player from the aces over in points, one player under, so we got a little bit of a positive correlation bump. Once again, parlay play is a full point off from the rest of the market, right? Also, there's value on Jackie Young, points plus rebounds, another 1.5 point, you know, difference. So what we can do is actually, I'd probably rather include that play. So I want to take Jackie Young over 24 points plus rebounds, and then I want to take Candace Parker under. I have these 2 plays, and then I have these 2 plays. So perfect. So then parlay play, they only have a max bet size of $60, but we'll hit it for the max. And this will be the first play that I go with for this live stream on parlay play. So hopefully you guys are able to tail this if you want to. 6-pick parlay to 25x our money, $1,500 payout. And again, like you're going to have more variance on these parlay only sports books. Like it should be pretty intuitive, but results speak for themselves. Like you can see on Parlay Play, I'm up 1347 profit on the year. Not a lot, it's not like a major sports book, but you have to remember they only have a max bet size of $60. So like you're only able to bet a max of $60 on this platform. So there's a lot of stale lines on this platform, a lot of bets you can take advantage of. So what we can do is we can start getting another slip ready on Jackie Young because her points plus assists was also good. So the way that Parlay Play works is for every player in a specific market, you can only bet it once. So I can't rebet Jackie Young points plus rebounds. You got to stick to $60 per player per market per day. So I'm not going to be able to rebet Jackie Young. Anyways, let's keep going. So what we can do is we can go back here and we can refresh the tool. And you can see this play on the Rockies game, it keeps getting better. So I think before it was like a 7% profit margin. Now it's up to 8%, which is crazy, right? Like you have to understand how crazy this is, an 8% profit margin on a bet. So you can see now Pinnacle, which is known to be one of the smartest, sharpest bookmakers, however you want to think about it, they actually have the over as the favored outcome, right? They have the over favored at minus 108, and you're getting plus 120 on Fliff. So you can see, again, why do lines move? It's typically in the MLB mainly, it's due to lineup changes, right? Not changes, but when lineups are announced. So for example, if Rockies Royals, they have better hitters in or whatever, or the weather changes, there's a lot of reasons lines can move. Injury updates, lineup changes, Corbin Burns has been ejected, whatever. But all these things move around lines. So you're going to see Pinnacle, right? They've moved the over 5.5 first half total runs from plus 113 to minus 108. So they've moved odds towards the over, right? So the market is telling you the over is now more likely. They used to have the over at plus 117 when they first posted odds for Friday. So they posted odds yesterday at 2 p.m. and they opened this market at plus 117. Now it's down to minus 108 on the over because the over is more likely based on weather changes, based on whatever, right? But the thing is every book has to move odds in sync, right? Like all these books, they all want to be unique. So they all set lines independently. So every sports book has to adjust odds properly as lines move, as lineups come out, after players get injured. Every book has to move around their lines. And you can see Fliff is asleep at the wheel. They haven't even budged this play. It's still at plus 120. So they're just being dumb. So you want to take advantage of these, dumb sports books. So that's the first play that I recommend you lock in. You can see there's a bunch of plays on Fliff right now. So we can see if there's anything else we want to lock in. There's some soccer plays. We got some baseball plays, whatever. So this looks pretty good, right? You can get Saravino under 5.5 strikeouts. You have numerous other data points. The average price, the average odds is closer to minus 160. You're getting it at minus 130. So what we can do is we can go to the Yankees game and we can lock it in. So you can see they've already started to post odds for tomorrow. So maybe we'll see some early bets for tomorrow come in. But regardless, let's start with the Yankees game. And again, like it's a volume game. When you have an edge, you're not going to win every single bet. As shocking as it sounds, you don't want to place one bet a day. I mean, literally placing one bet a day, anyone who does that doesn't know how to bet on sports, right? Like it's like being a poker player. You go to the table, the more time you spend, the more hands you have an edge, you'll make more money, right? And some days you may run a little cold, some days you may run a little hot, but it's all about winning long-term. So this play seems really good, right? 1.91% profit margin. So I've showed this spreadsheet before, but I think it's pretty valuable. So I'll just pull it up. Yeah, I know he did just sold. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's definitely true. But basically the way, like, a lot of people, it's not necessarily clear how does profit margin build up in sports betting. So basically what you want to do to figure out what's the profit margin of my bet in dollars is you take the percent, right? So this play, for example, if you bet it, right, it has an 8.83% profit margin. It's currently the best play on OddsJam. Again, is it guaranteed to win? No. Is it a play with an edge? Yes, right? So it has an 8.83% profit margin. So what you can do is just like, okay, this play has an 8.83% profit margin. It's Rockies, D-backs, over 5.5 first half total runs. So the bet has a profit margin of $22 in dollars, right? So this is a common term in trading, right? What's the edge? What's the profit margin of a trade, right? You'll hear it pretty frequently. And it's the exact same thing here, right? You take your edge, you multiply it by your stake, that gets you your profit margin in dollars. So it's pretty simple. This bet has $22 in profit margin. If you bet it for 150, your bet is $13.25 in value. So over the long term, over a large sample size of bets, you'll make a lot of money, right? If you're placing bets with an edge. And like this plays clear as day. Like if you're not betting this and you have a flip account, you're crazy, right? Like no other book is giving you above plus 102. You're getting this play at plus 120. The sharpest bookmaker out there has the over favored, right? They have the over at minus 108. They have the over as the favored outcome. And they have a very tight market, right? Like there's not a bunch of juice in their market. So this is a crazy good play. You could also arbitrage bet this, right? But regardless, like anyways, let's just refresh this. We can see if any new plays are available. Max Strus over 1.5 assists. Hopefully he passes more after last night. But you can kind of take a look here. A lot of these plays I've already locked in on, the previous live stream or whatever. So let's go back to the WNBA. And we just locked in again this play on, or what did I want to do? So you can see like, whatever. They're running a free promo, join totally free and win. I swear, like it's basically a full-time job just to like keep track of these promos and how many the books are running. So Jackie Young over 23 points plus assists. That was the first play we wanted to go with. And then, you can kind of look through the market, try to find more discrepancies. So Jackie Young, Candace Parker. Do we already have a play on Candace Parker? Did I include that in the last one? So again, it's a max bet size of, so I did already bet this, points plus rebound. So I'm not going to be able to rebet it. Again, $60 max per bet, per player, per market, per day. So we can check out, you can check out a bunch of different markets. Again, you just like, as a sports bettor, you're supposed to be, or you are opportunistic. You don't know where the value is going to be. So you kind of wake up and you're like, okay, like, I'm going to see where the value is in the market. So we want Young over 23 points plus assists, and we want Candace Parker under 21.5 PRAs, right? Her line's at 21.5 here. It's at 20.5 on underdog. It's lower. So we want to take her under, right? Like clearly they're having their line too high relative to the other data points we have. So this really is like using data, to your advantage as a sports bettor. And it's not meant to be, and it's not particularly complicated. It just means you're hunting through the market, looking for an edge. Sometimes there's good bets in the NBA. Sometimes it's WNBA, whatever. We can actually check out the NBA. I mean, I think most books have posted player prop odds for game 2 on, I think Sunday is game 2. So we can see if there's any discrepancies in the NBA. Again, NBA sports books keep a closer eye on. So you're going to see less big discrepancies in the odds, but still sometimes in the more niche markets, especially points plus assists, stuff like that, you can find some pretty good plays. Like here's a good example, Michael Porter, right? So if I pull up Porter, you can also just search for a specific player on this OddsJam screen. So if we want to look at Michael Porter, his line is 17 on parlay play. It's 16.5 on underdog and prize picks. We know he doesn't pass the ball, points plus assists. So you can see most sports books as well, like Caesars and William Hill, They have Porter's under 16.5 points plus assists as the favorite outcome. Parlay Play has their line higher. They have his line at 17. These sports books are at 16.5 with the under favored. So maybe we throw in Porter under 17, points plus assists, which is a decent, I kind of like that play. So we want to take Candace Parker under, Jackie Young over. So again, the correlation works well here, right? Like we're taking one player lower in points, one player over in points from the same team. That makes sense, right? And it should make sense. So we can go to rebounds plus assists. We can check out that. And it's like, here, it's like, okay, all books have Bam's line at 13.5 rebounds plus assists. Unless you think you have better models than the sports books, and no offense, you don't. You're not just going to like outsmart the sports books. Jamal Murray over 11 rebounds plus assists. So this play I kind of like. It also pairs well with Porter. So we can throw in Jamal Murray over 11 rebounds plus assists, right? Prize Picks underdog have his line higher at 11.5. Jokic's line is 23.5 everywhere, so no value there. Points plus rebounds plus assists. I mean, you can kind of check as many markets as you want. Again, sports betting. Ooh, here's a play on Gordon. Under 22.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. So maybe we replace this play on Murray. So here we have a full point discrepancy, right? So like Prize Picks and underdog have his line at 21.5. All the sports books have his line at 21.5. Bam, 32.5, 32. So like some discrepancies here, but this play on Gordon is clear as day. All the books have his line at 21.5. So do Prize Picks and underdog. Take that point of value. That's how you increase the win rate on your plays. Again, above 53.2%, which is the required win rate to be profitable on Parlay Play. Anyways, you can check out this spreadsheet again. And this spreadsheet kind of like breaks down all these different fantasy sites and stuff like that. So we can refresh this little fantasy optimizer. Maybe there's some new plays on here. Maybe there's not. Whatever. We'll see. Clayton Kershaw, under 1.5 walks. The sports books have the under pretty heavily juiced. So it's like, okay, this is perfect. So we can take Kershaw under 1.5 walks, right? So that'll be the fifth pick we go with. Nope. Well, this actually, we don't like the pairing, right? We don't want to take Porter's under and Aaron Gordon's under for points plus assists. So this pairing doesn't work well. So I'm going to remove that. And then I wanted to take Jamal Murray over 11 rebounds plus assists. So that works kind of well. So we're taking Jamal Murray over, Aaron Gordon under, fading the hot hand. Kind of like it. I really like these two WNBA plays together. So it's like, okay, that seems pretty good. So anything else in the NBA? So Aaron Gordon under 22.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. It's like, okay, any other discrepancies? Not really. And check out player points and try to create another, entry on this Parlay Play platform. And then we can go back to the WNBA or whatever. Again, like these lines are always moving. You just kind of got to be on top of it. So finally, right, they brought this line down. We've been talking about that play on like the last few live streams. Kershaw under 6.5 strikeouts at plus 115. They just brought the line down to plus 105. They're finally getting the sense that, yeah, we're giving out way too good of a price on Kershaw's under. So they dropped it, right? Boom. So again, great bets don't last forever. Like you want to be on top of, these really good betting opportunities. And you're not going to be able to get down every single play. Obviously, it's just not reasonable. But the cool thing about sports betting in general is, again, just like you can do it whenever, right? Like the market's always open kind of thing. So if you know how to bet on sports and you have an edge, you can find bets at midnight on a Tuesday. You can find bets on a Saturday morning. Like this is something you can do whenever. And like arbitrage, for example, if we go to the arbitrage tool, like arbitrage is in sports betting, like, literally making risk-free money due to discrepancies in sportsbook odds. Whoa. So we can actually see here, there's an incredible play. So this play is another big discrepancy. Over 6.5 first half runs in Rockies Royals. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this in too. We're getting 51 cents of improvement from Pinnacle. So that seems pretty good. So we can go to the Rockies game and we can go to innings. And again, just try to navigate quickly. So we want over 6.5 at plus 200. So I'm going to lock this in for 250 on flip. So depending on the filters you set up on your EV tool, you may or may not see the pick on your EV tool, but regardless, you can see there's plays on WinBet, whatever. But essentially what arbitrage betting is, right? Like this is how I made probably my first $40,000 sports betting, is what arbitrage betting is essentially like taking advantage of massive discrepancies in sportsbook odds. So for example, if you're in Colorado or Virginia or Arizona, I think Betway is legal in like 5 or 10 states, something like that. So Kelsey Plum assists, that seems decent. You can see Kelsey Plum assists. Bet365 has this under really heavily favored. So this plays also on underdog. But anyways, like what arbitrage betting is right, you essentially are taking advantage of major differences in sportsbook odds because all these books try to set lines independently, and you're making a risk-free profit, right? So it's called arbitrage betting. And you can look into it. I mean, tons of other people have videos, tutorials about arbitrage betting. It's not just an odds jam thing. It's like a very common strategy sports bettors use to make money and very low risk. You just have to be quick. Again, these lines, like the great ones, they're not going to last forever. But essentially, when you have two sports books, what arbitrage betting is it means, you place a bet on, or you can just take the most simple example. Imagine you just bet $100. We can actually just pull it up, right? So we can go through a quick example of arbitrage betting. So Kershaw over 6.5 strikeouts is plus 100 on Betway. So Kershaw over 6.5 Ks is plus 100 on Betway. And let's say you bet that for $100, right? And then his under 6.5 Ks is plus 105 on flip. So let's say you bet that for $100 as well. So again, this is all possible because sportsbooks want to set lines independently. So there's really two options, right? Like outcome. So he's either going to go over 6.5 Ks or he's going to go under, right? One of the two bets is going to win. They're not both going to win, right? He's always going to go over or under 6.5 strikeouts. So what we can do now is you can essentially say like, okay, what would be your profit on flip? What would be your profit on Betway? And then what would be your net profit if you put $100 on both? And this isn't a perfect example of arbitrage. Like you really want to follow the arbitrage calculator, to get the exact numbers. But, to put it simply, if you put $100 on his over on Betway and he goes over, you're up $100 on Betway, right? You're down $100 because you bet his under for $100 on flip. So your net profit is $0, right? Or I messed that up. So your net profit is $0. But if he goes under, you're down $100 on Betway. You bet his over for $100, right? And on flip, you're up $105. You bet his under at plus 105 odds for $100. So your net profit's $5, right? So again, because of major discrepancies in sportsbook odds, you make a risk-free $5 if he goes under. Like there's no world where you're losing money on this arbitrage bet. And of course, there are some complexities. You got to move quickly. Who knows how much sportsbooks are going to let you bet on these arbitrage bets? Some of these more niche markets, I mean, we just saw on Parlay Play, their max betting limit is only $60. So like, it's not like necessarily you can slam these arbitrage bets for $5,000, but like, whoa, over 9. So like, here's another arbitrage bet, right? Like if you use BetMGM and you use Flip, again, all it requires is not being lazy, putting in the work. And let's say you have $250 in your BetMGM account, you can make a risk-free 1541 betting 136 on the over on Flip at plus 195 and the under at minus 165 for $250 on BetMGM. So we have some tutorial videos about it, but regardless, it's very clear here, like flip is the side that is off. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock in the over 9 runs at plus 195, right? Lines are moving around. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. And then you can see here, like, you can follow the line movements, you can do all sorts of stuff, but like why did they just increase their odds from plus 155 to plus 195? No other book has adjusted their line higher, right? It's very clear they're way off from the rest of the market. So this is an absolute no-brainer bet. The over 7 is good too, right? So this is very common. It's like oftentimes when a sports book, so I'm going to hit that as well. So oftentimes when a sports book is screwing up one line, so here you can see oftentimes when a sports book is screwing up one line, they're screwing up more than one line, right? Like these sports books. So you can see this play has a 9.36% profit margin, insanely high, right? So, and you can see the over 7 has a 3% profit margin. So if you only want to bet one of these plays, take the over 9. It's better value. It's a higher profit margin, right? So you'd obviously rather get a higher profit margin than a lower profit margin. So, anyways, what we can do is we need one last play on parlay play. So we can go back to the WNBA and what were we looking at? Maybe we try like player rebounds or something like that. And we can see if we can find one last WNBA play to pair on parlay play. We already have these 5 picks. Play on Jackie Young, really good. Candace Parker, really good. But we need one more pick because, again, you follow this little spreadsheet. On parlay play, you want to go with 6 pick entries. So it's like, okay, let's find our 6th pick. So this seems decent on prize picks. I mean, like, prize picks and underdog have this line at 9. Parlay plays higher at 9.5. FanDuel has the line at 9.5 with the over favored. So that makes us think like prize picks and underdog are too low. Betano has the line at 10.5. So a full 1.5 higher than underdog and prize picks. In Bet365, just like FanDuel, they have the line at 9.5 with the over favored. So as a sharp bettor, like you think about all that information as you're kind of trying to decide what bets do you want to place, whatever. So nothing in player rebounds. What about player assists? We need one last pick. Again, don't want to take forever on this. So we can pull up the fantasy optimizer on parlay play again and just try to see, if we can find one last play to go with on parlay play for today. So we already bet Merrill Kelly under 5.5 strikeouts, whatever. Maybe let's try player assists. Anything? No. Player points? Anything? We'll find something here in a sec, and then we'll lock it in. On parlay play. So here it's like for Candace Parker, it kind of seems like, well, don't I already have a bet on Candace Parker here? Yeah, so I already have a bet on her under, which had better value. So it's like, okay, like I'm not going to bet on this. Chelsea Gray over 14 points. Prize picks underdog. All these other books have it higher. So that seems decent. I mean, like, Jackie Young, we already have a play on Jackie Young, so we can't rebet that. Chiney under 14 points. Prize picks also has this line at 14. All the sports books underdog have the line at 13.5 without really any juice towards the over or the under. So that seems decent. So again, the WNBA, like not a ton of sports books offer lines on the WNBA, but there's a lot of value on the WNBA. So if you use prize picks, parlay play, DraftKings, any of these main sports books, I definitely recommend. So here's the play. I definitely recommend taking advantage of, days when there's WNBA games. There was no WNBA or one game yesterday, but regardless, some really good picks, 6 picks, a much less efficient market, not as many people looking at it. What's up, guys? But anyways, we can refresh the EV tool and we can go to underdog and we can see, okay, like any value out there. There's a play on Salvador Perez. So we could try to create an underdog fantasy entry. Again, what's nice about underdog is what's optimal on underdog is the 3-pick entries. So, on parlay play, you need 6 picks. So it just takes a bit longer to find 6 good picks. Whereas on underdog, you're just looking for 3 picks. So like this play on Salvador Perez is really good, right? Because all of the books have his under 1.5 bases pretty heavily favored. So if we go here and then we go here, right, we could take Perez under 1.5 bases, kind of add that in, right? All of the sports books have his under much more favored. So again, underdog fantasy, it's just like prize picks, right? This is a tool where they don't change your payout, right? Based on the 3 picks you select, you're always getting a 6x payout. So these platforms that don't change your payout based on the picks you select, like overs, unders, whatever, right? I'm always getting a 6x payout. I could change this to an NHL pick. I'm still getting a 6x payout, right? So it all boils down to what percentage of your picks can you win. And on underdog, you have to win 55% of your picks. As you can kind of see, again, just in this PowerPoint thing that I shared in the chat or whatever it's called, you need to win 55% of your picks. Perez is, slight advantage there. So what we can do is we can kind of, peek around any value on underdog. Was there any? Maybe, maybe not. So we can go to, where was it? Rebounds. Right, so maybe we want to take Wilson over 9 rebounds, which also seems decent on prize picks. Nope, WNBA. So again, it's just kind of like you try to, as a sports bettor, consider all this data, right? So it's like, okay, prize picks and underdog are saying the line should be at 9. Parlay play 9.5. FanDuel 9.5 with the over 9.5 favored. So not only does FanDuel have their line higher, but they have the over 9.5 favored. Same with Bet365. Betano has the line at 10.5. So that seems pretty good, right? Asia Wilson. And now we need one more pick on underdog. So we can just kind of scan through quickly. I mean, I don't want to dwell on the WNBA forever. We can get back to NBA maybe here in a bit. But regardless, it's like, okay, so we'll take that play. And then let's just try to, quickly go through the rest of the WNBA. No real discrepancies here. What about rebounds plus assists? So, I kind of just quickly try to go through the main markets and see if there's anything out there. And some days, again, there's more plays than others. I've explained that too. It's like being a poker player, right? Sometimes there's a lot of dumb people at the table and you want to stay longer, right? It kind of depends. And it's same in other days, maybe it's there's not as much going on. So we could take Candace Parker under 11.5 points. So this seems decent, right? So we can see if there's anything else, but Parker's line is 10.5 on prize picks, as well as all the sports books, parlay play, and underdog, they're at 11.5, so they seem a bit too high. But we can see if we can find anything better. Sometimes I'll just load up 3 picks, and then I'll be like, okay, but can I get anything better? Are there any, bigger discrepancies, better discrepancies, however you want to think about it? So we've checked basically every market. So usually what I do, I'm a little obsessive about it, but you can just go through one by one. So Asia Wilson over 31 PRAs, that also seems decent, right? So prize picks had her rebound line at 9, which I geared up on underdog, but they also have her points line, PRA line, I apologize, at 31, whereas other books are at 31.5 or 32.5. So that makes us think prize picks is a bit too low. For Candace Parker, we took her under there on parlay play. Right here for Chelsea Gray, maybe it's a little too high on prize picks, right? And again, these were the last 6 picks I went with on parlay play. So anything else that we like? So Naneka under 25.5. There's different options, but regardless, we'll see if there's anything clearly better than the play on Candace Parker and try to move quick. So we'll go back to underdog. Again, you're kind of in a battle against the clock. If a bet is really good, just like we showed that play on Kershaw, it went from plus 115 to plus 105. It's the best betting opportunities are not going to last forever. So you don't want to dwell on it forever or however you want to think about it. You kind of want to go through the market quickly, find the value, hit the bet, move on. So anything here. So Candace Parker, points plus rebounds. I mean, there's some good value on parlay play, but overs for Jackie Young. I mean, this is probably the best play we've seen during this live stream. Jackie Young over 24 points plus rebounds. The two other data points, sportsbooks in the market, have her line at 23. So anyways, underdog fantasy, they tend to move. Once I bet this, they're going to move this line real quick. So if you want to lock it in, I'm going to hit this here in a second. So you can go ahead and you can hit it. So Asia Wilson over 9 rebounds, Parker under 11.5 points, Salvador Perez under 1.5 bases. So I'm going to bet this here in a sec. So if you want to go ahead, lock it in, quickly. And then we'll kind of move on to see if there's any value on Flip or, whatever, or on Prize Picks. Anything on Prize Picks? Anything on, so a decent play on Prize Picks. And again, they're running that promo, that $20 risk-free bet. So don't forget to take advantage of that. No House Advantage had a promo we discussed earlier today. And it looks like they have some decent plays on No House Advantage. Hot Streak is a DFS platform, which I'm a little annoyed about. You should definitely, I recommend signing up for Hot Streak. So on Hot Streak, it doesn't matter how many picks you go with. Again, this, I put together this guide this is basically all the books in California, stuff like that. Texas, right? Like in a non-traditional sports betting state that doesn't have FanDuel, DraftKings. So on Hot Streak, it doesn't matter how many picks you go with. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to figure out how to deposit money in the platform. It's something about like if your zip code changes and you have a different zip code on your driver's license versus your credit card. It's some BS, but there are some good profitable bets on Hot Streak. And just like I said before, there's profitable bets on FanDuel. It's just not currently a book I use because it's not legal here. I would love to use FanDuel. FanDuel is a great sports book. It's a profitable sports book. I just don't currently have access to FanDuel. So another example, right? We bet this over 9 runs in, well, hopefully you bet it with me, like at plus 195 in the Mariners-Rangers game. Now it's down to plus 180 on Flip, right? So like, again, like these great bets, like you kind of need to move quick. You don't have forever to think about it. Just find plays with an edge, lock them in, follow the data, yada, yada, yada. So here would be another arbitrage bet, right? Like, not to dwell on this arbitrage thing, but now on Hot Streak, right, you can see you can get Kershaw over 6.5 strikeouts at plus 103. So if you just change this to Hot Streak, and again, you just need to not be lazy. You need multiple sports books to arbitrage bet, but it's pretty simple, right? Like imagine you put $100 on Hot Streak on the over, right? Hot Streak, right? So this is plus 103, right? So I'm literally just like, here's the data, right? Nothing complicated going on. Plus 103 on Hot Streak, plus 105 on Flip. So you bet the over, the under for $100. If he goes under, you win 105 on Flip. You lose 100 on Hot Streak. You're up $5, right? If he goes over, you lose $100 on Flip. You bet $100 on Hot Streak at plus 103. So you're up $3. In both cases, you make money. It's not glamorous, but it's free money. And it's something you can do whenever too, right? That's why I loved sports betting initially, arbitrage betting, literally just taking advantage, again, of literally plays like this. Because I could get home from work, right? It's 6 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I could go find arbitrage bets and make 20, bucks an arbitrage bet. It builds up pretty quickly, right? It's not makes you a millionaire overnight. It's none of that BS, but this is just like, data-driven sports betting, and it's reliable. And arbitrage is a way that a lot of people just literally make risk-free money sports betting. You just got to be able to move quickly, and you need to have multiple sports books, right? So log into Hot Streak, bet $100, log into Flip, bet $100. Like it's not that complicated. And then if he goes over, you make $3 in risk-free profit. If he goes under, you make $5 in risk-free profit. Like, it's hard to complain with free money, right? Like, pretty easy way to build your bankroll kind of as well. So what were we talking about? Oh, so underdog fantasy, I wanted to lock in this play. I forgot. So hopefully you guys were able to bet it. Here were the plays I was going to go with. So we can go ahead and we can lock it in. And I've hit my $500 limit on Candace Parker. So I guess you can only bet $500 per WNBA player per day. So I already hit this last one for $350. So I'm only going to be able to bet this for $150 more, right? So that's what I'll go with. Pretty simple, right? We have her under 7.5 rebounds, and then we just added her under in points. So we're fading Parker today, right? Value is on underdog on Parker. So, okay, we'll take that. And then we can go back here and we can refresh and see any new plays, Again, markets are moving, injuries are coming, updated lineups are coming out. All this stuff moves lines, leads to profitable betting opportunities, right? So, kind of cool. So not a ton of new plays available. Again, it's just kind of like, got to be opportunistic. There were some good plays. I'm sure there's more in the WNBA, NBA. If I sat here all night, we could definitely find more. Just requires some time, some effort, whatever. But regardless, the next batch of WNBA games is about to start. This play on Perez is still available. Again, the plays in green on this fantasy optimizer are the good ones. But any questions anyone has, you can reach out. Nah, I mean, the thing is on Fliff, they only let you get a max bet size of $250. So you can also think about it. If there's 3 really good plays you want to bet, you can either load them all up and you can bet $250 total on each one, $250, $250, $250. So you're betting $750 total, or you can throw them all into a parlay quickly and, just hammer that. So not really. I mean, I try to, bet on different platforms. Some of these sports books are parlay only sports books, right? Like parlay play, unsurprisingly, you can only place parlays. And if you go through the math kind of in that, sheet thing I shared, you're going to see they offer, the best payouts in terms of the math. And again, we have a bunch of strategy videos breaking it down, but the best value is on the 6-pick entries. So I end up going with 6-pick entries on parlay play. And again, you can only place parlays, and the same thing with prize picks, right? You can't go to prize picks and only bet on Satu Salabe under 8.5 rebounds. They make you pair it with another pick. So anyways, hopefully this live stream was helpful. No, I've never had any trouble withdrawing on the underdog, at least not so far, but I have no idea. Maybe other people have. I haven't had any issues with underdog about withdrawals. So anyways, doesn't seem like there's any crazy new plays. So we'll call it for now, but I'll try to do live tomorrow, a live stream. And as always, email me questions, anything about sports betting or whatever. Always happy to answer. I respond pretty quick. And let's make some money. Hopefully some of these bets win today.